serviced this reel ahead of this session. My daughter was super keen on coming out and fishing with quote unquote ratty, which is the Savage Gear rat, big size. This canal is the only place I've ever had a really good hit with it, so I am keen to get on and try and catch my first pike on that lure. I've had it for years and I just hardly ever use it. It falls into the realms of what feels like a novelty bait, but you do see videos of people catching decent fish on it from time to time, so I think I'd be a fool not to give it a try. I'm heading right down. I've got maybe a 10-minute walk to the corner. That corner brings me around into a nice straight section where we start getting a bit of lily growth, some deep water, and it's one of my favourite places to fish for pike on this entire canal. So this guy's sink. I've got a 15-gram jig head on now, screwing jig head. It is probably a little bit overkill for a lure like this, but especially on a water like this, it means I can use it to more easily search for fish. I can fish a little bit faster, and this canal is the one place that fish seem to respond pretty well to faster fishing. Maybe it's to do with you know, being the water that I tend to fish post spawn, when the smaller jacks and things become a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more competitive. I've got a few waftier baits on me as well, waiting for these lily pads just to drop through. Once or pop through. Once they're through, we can heavily consider some top water baits. Not necessarily down here, I'm sure they'd hit them, but it is a deep canal. I would rather go to a lake that's consistently shallow. I just want to see my first pike on this lure. I'm not sure, to be honest, whether I've had any hits on it. This is one of the lures from AliExpress. They cost about £1.50, £2 per lure. They're reasonable for a 19cm bait. Good action, good colours, but kind of the proof is in the pudding or the catch. All it takes is to see one though. I am mostly going to be sticking with this 19cm sort of size. I will upsize to maybe a 30 in a little bit. I have a 30 in my bag, which I love using on this canal. This is the wrong section for it, I feel, and I do think I'll be better off switching down to a 16 over a 30, but you'll get no hesitations from me giving anything a try. If we can catch a good fish, this reel is responding much better. Post servicing, it was beginning to make a pretty awful noise on casting, but a quick service, it literally took me 5 minutes, the fastest I think I've ever serviced a reel like this. 5 minutes, and my casts now, oh, that one was going a bit too far, go really well with these nice heavier lures. My reeling is very nice and smooth. The construction of this reel inside, I'm very impressed with. For, I think this one costs £20 or something. That was a hit. Let's have a look. Any signs of damage? There's a problem with this canal. It's so big. Finding the fish can be a real challenge at times. There can also be, because it's a canal, kind of unexpected things in the water. Trolleys, tents, sleeping bags, rubbish, boats. And as much as I want to say I'm in a section where that is less frequent, in actual fact I will say that I am further away from the city at this point, in a section where that is less frequent. You do still see littering, you do still see rubbish. I just saw someone a little while ago chucking a bunch of stuff outside of their canal barge. I don't know the legality of it. I don't know whether it's the done thing. They're literally, you know, pouring out a bag of, say, flour or something initially, then throw out like whole onions, a bucket of water, like soapy water. I don't think it's the done thing. It doesn't feel like it should be the done thing. And if it is the done thing, perhaps something should be done about that. I need one more cast here just to see if we can entice that fish again. I'm going to go with a slower retrieve this time. Let it sink down a bit and just a slower retrieve. The slower retrieve wasn't necessarily giving quite as good appearance to the lure as the faster retrieve, but I'm excited to see if we can get a nice hit on this lure We are running out of time, so I'm not going to go much further. Certainly not before we change up lures and try something else. Got a pike patterned Savage Gear lure. I don't know which one it is exactly, I don't recall. I bought it years ago and I very, very rarely use it, but every time I do, I tend to get good fish on it. That might have been a hit. Let's use that as an opportunity to change over. We have fished with this one for a while now. Down to one of the lures that I've had the most success on most recently. This is the Fox Rage Pro Grub 16cm. I've got it on the UV Pike. I've got a reasonable 12 gram jig head. That's usually fast enough to get it going through the water, but I find that these 16 centimeters are often small enough to encourage some of the smaller fish to still have a go, not so small that the big fish ignore them. I know that there's no real rule of thumb on whether big fish, little fish will hit big fish, big lures, small lures, but in my experience you get far less small fish on bigger lures. Just need that one fish. Boost my confidence for my last, say, 15 minutes of fishing. Fish out a little bit deeper. There are spots I quite like fishing. So this is around about the spot that I had my second hit with the lure I was using. Maybe there's a pike around here that wants to have a go on this lure. If there is. Boys, he followed it in. You flipping. Whoa, Jesus. That is a big fish. Come on, Pike. Tighten that drag a touch. I loosened it like a muppet. Oh goodness. Let's see if we can get this one in quick. If we can just... Oh, Jesus! Thing's going. So flipping chuffed we've hit into this guy. It's the one I got the hit off earlier for sure. Come on. Actually can't bring him in yet. I mean, I could bully him, but I don't think I've got a good hook set on him. Let's see. Still pull him, still plenty of power on this guy. Don't give him the slack. Oh, and in the net. That's a double. Is it a PB? It looks big. It looks big. It is a new canal PB. He is 19 pounds. He is monstrously long. That is a nice fish. Let's get this guy back. I think I am finishing up now. Happy days. What a fish. What a fish. I tried a bit of everything this evening. Just wanted to catch one fish. Nothing decent, nothing mega. I just wanted to catch a couple of perch. I just wanted to catch a single pike. Eventually switched over, returned to a spot that I had a big bite on. I thought I'd beat my PB again.